Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you got your shots, are now able to get outside, mix and mingle. Here in Philadelphia, the Phillies are playing. People are able to start going to the stadium. Concerts are just around the corner. We're opening up our state totally on Memorial Day. So everything seems to be going in the right direction, and hopefully your businesses are doing well. Well, we have a great group of questions this morning. So let's start with the first question, and that's from Sam Nakia. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Sam's question is, can I register an LLC or offer different brands under it? I have an e-commerce, I'm an e-commerce. Can I register an LLC, example X, and sell different brands like Jack, Jane under it? How do I associate them with LLC? How, and does the website address matter if it's under Jack or Jane or rather than X? Here's what I would do because I experience this already. I have Kramer Communications and that's my LLC, but I also have other businesses under it. And I say that they're part of Kramer Communications LLC. So I have Stress Free Family Business for my family business consulting. I have Pitch to Me First for people who ask for my advice on their business plans and PowerPoint presentations to raise money. I have another venture called Consulting University USA, where I teach people how to be consultants, and all of them are under Kramer Communications. And so the reason for I don't have different LLCs is because I don't want to have to be paying taxes on each one of them, and they are all connected to the one that I have. So of course you can do a DBA, trading as a certain specific business. But I would suggest, because every state is different, that you contact an attorney in your state and ask him what the laws are related to having different businesses falling under one LLC. But I don't think it's going to be a problem as long as you're taking that income and paying taxes on it and putting it all under your one LLC. So, Michelle Lahu Allegar writes, what are the most important pieces that you must have implemented in your business before making your first hire? Is a company handbook needed before the first hire? What else would be necessary? I own a holiday, wedding, and event lighting company. I'm looking to hire another person to help install lights at our client's home or business. I want to make sure we have everything in place before making the first hire. So here's what I would do. I would, of course, outline what that person is responsible for, their compensation, all of those things. But I would go and look up online and maybe go to the Society of Human Resource Professionals and see who sells already done handbooks. There are already companies out there that provide handbooks, and you can go take a look at them and buy them, and then you can use those. They're already pre-done for you, no extra work involved. And you might look up when you're doing it based on the state that you're in, so it captures your state laws, because again, every state is different, so you want to do that. You can also contact an employment attorney and ask them if they have a boilerplate agreement that you could go and give this person, or a boilerplate booklet that they would give you that you could go and use for your own HR hires. So those are the couple things I would do. I'd contact SHRM, Society of Human Resource Professionals, and there's probably a local chapter in whatever area you're in, and they can guide you. Contact an employment attorney, not just a regular business attorney, but an employment attorney, and make sure that everything that you're doing is right and within the law in the area that you're in, the state and city that you're in. Because even in large cities, there are different laws related to employment, so you have to make sure that you fall under all of those things and get them all right. So the next question comes from Kimberly Vincent. Kimberly writes, what strategy or ideas would you recommend we do have HR and team leaders send their employees to our clinic and our associate clinics on a regular basis once they've signed up for our corporate massage therapy program. We have a new corporate massage program that targets mid-size and large companies. We help decrease tissue pain and stress of employees, creating improved productivity and happier employees. We connect employees with massage therapy clinics and maintain a fee for doing so. We also do virtual one-on-ones for employees and webinars for large teams to educate employees about stress and soft tissue prevention and treatments. Again, the question was, what strategy ideas would you recommend we do to have HR and team leaders send their employees to our clinic? So I would go and offer companies for you to do a free clinic for them so you can show them what you're doing and how you go about doing it. I would also start collecting statistics from clients that you might already have, especially businesses, to find out if the stress level has gone down, doing surveys with people to show them that that what you're doing will make a difference. Another thing I would do is I would look up any kind of research online to show people what massage does for people, how it increases productivity, reduces stress. All of those things would be really valuable in making your case for people. So showing them, giving them statistical information, providing information based on what you've done for other people will make a great case for them. And also, if you can show them how many people don't call out sick or how many less injuries that you have because of what you do, that will bolster your case and make it much more compelling for them to go and do it. And lastly, the pricing, of course, is always going to be an issue. So you have to give them a really good price for an ongoing relationship that allows you to pay enough for the folks that you hire to do it, but make like a 20-25% profit at least on what you're offering. So that's what I would do if I were you. The next question is from Christian Lattice. Christian writes, what do you do when a client has not paid the remaining balance from a project completed over 2 months ago? I'm a copywriter for an online entrepreneurs, and I completed website copy for a client. She paid 50% upfront, but not paid the last 50%. She does not answer my direct mail messages or emails. I write sales copy for online coaches launching product services who want to grow their business through pervasive writing. You're not the first consultant this has happened to, and it's happened to me where I got the first 50% and I break it up 25 and 25. And that's what you should do ongoing. You should have 50% up front, 25% on the draft, and then that way you make sure you get 75%. And you should, in the first 50%, mostly charge what you want totally, because this does occasionally happen. I had somebody that I even knew from reputation would not probably pay me the rest. And so I charged them the entire full amount in the first 50%. I have to say I did get lucky. Their CFO paid the entire bill, and then he quit. He was a new CFO and then found out that that's what they do. That's their modus operandi. So a couple things here. One is take a look at what you could do in small claims court. Tell them that you will be, if they do not pay you, you will be filing a court against them. But give them one more chance. Send them an email, make a call, maybe even send a certified letter that they have to sign for. And if you know that they're speaking someplace, maybe you can go up and ask them then. But if none of those things work, and if it's a big enough number, I would then take them to small claims court. Sometimes you feel like you want to take them to small claims court anyway because you just want people to know you won't let them get away with it. Now, on the other side, here's the problem. If you do file suit against them and you do win, this is the crazy thing about the world. A lot of people won't use you because they're afraid you might sue them. So sometimes you end up walking away. That happened to me. Somebody had owed me money, and I tried to do everything to collect from them. And then the lawyer, one of the lawyers I engaged and spoke with said, listen, it's not a big enough amount of money for you to take the time to file against them. But more so, even when you're right, sometimes you can be wrong in terms of the perception. So if you go and sue this person, then other people will say, hey, is there something I could end up doing that they'll end up suing me for? Even though you're saying, wait a minute, they're totally in the wrong. I did the work. All I want to do is be paid. They didn't tell me they weren't happy with the work. They just decided they're not paying me for the rest of it. They took a 50% discount. So you have to weigh these things before you go and do it. And also, again, going back to, is it worth your time? Your time is money. And if you say to yourself, my gosh, I'm going to have to spend 10 hours trying to get it. Well, now you know going in the future, here's how I might have to price this going forward. And also, check people's references. Find out from other vendors how they've worked with other people. Put out there that I'm just getting ready to get started working with this company, or I'm considering it. Anybody had worked with them that could give me a reference on this company. Sometimes you get great references, but once in a great while, somebody will say, oh yeah, they're really slow pay. They'll pay you, but it'll take 90 to 120 days to collect them. They get lost in their work. So there's a variety of things that you can do to protect yourself. So there's not a completely right answer to this, because you have to think through strategically what this will mean to you in the region that you're working. If you're working with clients across the country and you're constantly getting business, that may not matter so much. But again, give it some thought, see what you'd like to do about that. The next question comes from Nancy Lopez. Nancy writes, how do I figure out the value proposition to a buyer for a product like mine? I design jewelry for women, and I want to understand better what is my product's value proposition, considering I'm not fulfilling a need. Mine is more entertainment and emotion. I'm struggling with this since I only see it as a non-essential product. Of course, you've been probably reading a lot of business books, and in the business books, they're always saying to you, what's your value proposition? Well, part of your value proposition as a jeweler is your creative mind and coming up with unique pieces. So unless the pieces that you're selling all look the same, your value proposition is you're creating one-of-a-kind items for them. Or that there was a woman I knew here in Philadelphia, and she did rings for priests in the Catholic Church, and she would do unique rings for each priest. They would be expensive rings, but she would do a specific design that only they would own. She didn't do one design and sell it to many of them. She did a unique design for each one of them separately. So if you're making a piece of jewelry that's unique to the customer, that's the value proposition. It's your creative mind, and then nobody else in the world will have the same looking piece. I kind of think that you have even a better value proposition than most, because of the uniqueness of what you do and your creativity and coming up with it. And when you're coming up with a piece of jewelry, there's so many questions that you're asking. So you could tell them, here's my process and methodology for even developing this piece of jewelry for you. Here's the kind of questions that I ask you. So when I'm coming up with this, I truly make it unique and perfect for you. The next question is from Heather Brockman. Heather writes, what are some good responses when your employees are constantly saying how tired they are, comparing themselves to you, saying they aren't robots like me? My groomers work 4 days as a full-time shift, and most of the time they have 10-hour days. Most have a bather with them. I get so tired of hearing how tired they are all the time. I lay out the potential for them make more money than any other company in Houston, yet all I hear is how overworked they are. No matter how many dogs they have, it irritates me to no end, hearing it on a daily basis, and then having them tell me, I'm not you, Heather. I don't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do or haven't done. And in fact, They do less dogs than I ever did when I was working, so my responses are getting snappy. Does anyone else deal with this? And what are some good ways to counter this? What I perceive as a lazy attitude. We offer high-end holistic grooming experiences for busy pet owners whose animals are part of the family. Well, truthfully, it really doesn't matter what business you're in. And when you're the founder, you always work harder than the employees. And what you're working for, wanting to attract are people who aren't just doing it for a job, but really love animals and really want to make them shine. So I have an English bulldog. She is the most gorgeous girl in the world. I call her the ultimate beauty queen. And if I was taking her to somebody to do that, and my girlfriend and I do it ourselves, of course, I want somebody to be passionate about it and really loves doing dog after dog after dog, that they really feel that when they hand it over to the owner, they're super proud. If you're hiring people that are doing it just for a job and a paycheck, you're never going to get that from them. So you kind of got to screen for those kind of people. Secondly, you have to go and set up a compensation structure that makes it feel worthwhile. It can't be just the hourly rate. Maybe they get a bonus or they get a tip per person. Make it where they become the highest paid groomers in the entire Houston area. You want them to feel like they're part of the elite. You want to give out awards for when they do things. You want to survey your customers so they feel good about it. Because if you start surveying the customer and the customer goes, oh my God, they did a magnificent job, and you ask them who was it that worked on them, or you tell them who worked, oh my God, the job that they did, then you can go and promote those people and tell them, oh my gosh, you did a fantastic job. They're put on the board, they're put on the website, all these different things. Because more than likely, they're not going to go leave you and start their own thing, because they see how hard it is just to go and attract people to come and all the work that's involved. But you do want them to feel good about what they're doing, and you want them to go and be excited about it. So you can tell, you can start looking for other people to replace them and saying, it's not that I'm a robot or that I like to myself do it, but I love what I do. And if you don't love grooming these dogs and aren't excited about interacting with them and their different personalities and the different looks, then this is probably not right for you. And you should probably find something else that you're excited about, and then go find people that are excited about doing what you're doing. And if you find those people, you'll have to kick them out of the office. You'll have to kick them out of your business, because they won't want to go. And they're the kind of people that will come in even when they're sick, because they love what they do so much. And that's what you're looking for. Our next question comes from AJ Coots, or Cuts. I hope I pronounced it correctly. How to begin training my first hire. Hey, first question here from me. I'm about 8 months into an entrepreneurial journey and quickly learning that I don't have the time or bandwidth to accomplish everything I sell. My business is a growth agency that includes website development. I've had skilled friend working on a project-by-project basis for the past 6 months. We're financially at the point to support hiring him part-time, and I'm excited to be training him to do many of the low-value tasks that are currently on my plate. I'm also nervous about this, as I know that many first hires don't work out well. I've also seen how a training process can make or break someone who would otherwise be a good team member. I'd really appreciate input on what you've learned during related to this topic. So what I would do if I were you, and I have done this, is I would write out every step of what you need to train someone for. And I would tell them in the beginning, I'm going to try to give you a complete training program. But I can tell you right now that I know that there are things I'm missing. I just don't know what those things are. Because some things when I'm training people are natural to me, and I didn't think explanation is needed. So as I put you through this training program, I would like you to write out anything that you think is missing and help me improve on it, because you're probably going to help me train the next person. And I think having your own employees help do the training re-emphasizes things that everyone needs to know and remember. The other thing is it makes your training that much better, because you'll keep improving on it. So when you train the first person, things are going to be missing. You are going to go and have that person give you information back on how you could improve it. They will also do training. They will be told, here are things that they were missing. And over a period of time, you'll have almost the perfect system, but there are always going to be new things that are added, new things you're training people for. So don't stress out about it. You will continue to get better at it. But again, write down every single thing that you do, then do your own play training as if you're training somebody, and then see what you're missing. And if you could, have somebody videotape you training so you can watch it yourself and say, oh my God, how did I forget to show this person this? And then you'll keep getting better and better at it. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time. Even large organizations that have big staffs on this, things still fall through the cracks. Things still need to be constantly improved. That's what training's all about, is constant improvement. Well, everybody, I hope you have a great day. It's sunny here in Philadelphia. I plan to get out as soon as I'm off of here with my beautiful English Bulldog, Roxy, my beauty queen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Best of luck in your ventures. Look forward to seeing you next month. Take care. Oh, by the way, to all you mothers out there, have a wonderful Mother's Day.